Early April this year, Christine Kyarikunda, a resident of Unsorora in Kamwenge, shared her story of misery with NTV Uganda after the father of her children denied her access to her children for more than 4 years. Kyarikunda's marriage ended up into an abuse after her husband, who is an assistant superintendent of prisons, married her younger sister. She was tormented by both. According to Kyarikunda, when NTV started pursuing her story and reached out to her husband for his side of the story, she began getting positive feedback from him.
When you started communicating with him, during that process, he started calling me, Christine, can we settle our matter? Can we do this? He tried.
However, her husband hoped that she would reverse the idea to air the story. She was also torn between thoughts.
He was like, you are the one who initiated this, please tell your people to end this. If you don't tell them, if the story is published, I'm not ready to sit with you or settle anything. I'm not ready for that. I panicked somehow. I was like, of course I had questions I could ask myself, will this help me? Will it cause a negative impact on me? Will people mock me because I know our society?
Later, when the story was aired on NTV, she says it made an immediate impact.
The most important part is when I received a call from Uganda prisons headquarters. They called me. They were, Christine, we have booked a meeting with you, and by the way, I would like to thank one of his colleagues who was brave enough to approach him to mediate us, because he was always rude.
Among the interventions made was the agreement to hand over the children to Kyarikunda at the beginning of the first term holidays. The two parents also agreed on ownership of the property that they shared. Arrangements were made for Kyarikunda to pick the children from the bus park in Kampala, where the father was supposed to deliver them. To her disappointment, she waited for more than half a day in vain. The man had decided to drive the children to the village in Kamwenge.
I kept around, I waited for them until 1 p.m. I wasn't seeing them. Then I made a call for update. Then he told me, for us, we have left. We have left. We are on our way to Kamwenge. It was a big blow, and I was like, now this is a disappointment. What if he has not taken them? What if he's lying to me? What if? A lot of questions came into my head, but I had to return back. And when I reached home, like tomorrow, I called him. He told me that the children are home in the village to his father's place.
However, she was finally excited to be reunited with her children and is once again smiling after her prayers were answered.
They had grown beyond the size I expected. So
her last born, who was 4 years when they were taken away from her, is now 9 years old. Shockingly, after receiving them, the mother developed fears for the unknown.
Maybe for all this long, like they had told them a lot, maybe they had developed hatred towards me. Maybe they no longer want me. They think that I abandoned them. A lot of things I was expecting. So I never knew whether they could accept me and whether we could bond easily. But when I received them, even on our way to home, they were happy, and we shared how they have been missing.
Having gone through a lot during the 5 years, Kyarikunda says they keep telling her one story at a time. She feels bad that her children were given false information about her.
They had no any clue whether the mother exists or not. They had reached at the extent of normalizing that the mother doesn't exist, but it was hurting them, but they kept it by themselves.
Her firstborn, who is currently in Senior 1, revealed to her that she was made to register Kyarikunda's young sister as his mother when registering for PLE. This did not go well with her.
That thing tells a lot to me as a mother, because we know that the mother never change, even when you die. Like, I lost my mother, but when I'm feeling any important document, they ask you the mother, you say my mother died, but see, they ask what was her name, meaning that the parent has never changed, and the parent will never change. That's the one, and she or he will never change. But meaning that this will affect him. In his document, this one will remain as a mother. He didn't like it, and I was not happy for it.
Kyarikunda says before she decided to fight to get back her children, she made sure she was ready for the outcome.
I wanted to upgrade my status. I went back to school. I did my O level, my A level, and even went to the university, so that I can at least get a professional.
Although she feels victorious, she says fighting for justice from someone of a higher authority is not an easy goal.
Who you are matters, and what you have matters. So it wasn't easy for me fighting for my rights, because when I could try police, they could be like, the name, you narrate to them, and occupation, of course, you have to tell them a prison officer, which rank, and then you tell them the rank, and they be like, here we don't have anyone who can arrest the ASP. And they tell you the truth.
Kyarikunda, who says she has received overwhelming positive feedback from different parts of the world, is advising fellow women and men going through the same to open up.
Regardless of how wrong he has been to me, how unfair he has been to me, he remains the father to my children, and they deserve that right of accessing him.
On whether she is ready to return to her husband, this is what she had to say.
There is a proverb that when milk is poured down, you never pick it again.